darlings, welcome back to a new video. Today because it's Halloween, I was thinking about sharing some Lolita horror stories with you. Some of these stories are more like funny stories, but there are some stories that I'm gonna share with you that are really kind of sketchy and scary, and like actually I felt scared in those situations. I have these in chronological order, and actually they happen to be pretty much in the order of like from the like less bad to the worst kind of. So the first story that I'm gonna share with you, I call it the tiger incident. So basically what that means is that it happened in a store called the Flying Tiger of Copenhagen that we would casually call the Tiger. And this was in 2016, so I was like, I want to say like 1 year into Lolita. I was dressed up in Lolita. I was shopping with my friend at the store, and there was this like random man with a duffel bag on his shoulder, kind of like at the store, and he would rush past us and kind of like stop quite close by, like a couple of meters away from us, and look kind of like stuff or do something, I don't know. And he would go like back and forth like behind me and my friend multiple times, and at some point my friend kind of like walked a bit further away to look at some other stuff, and I stayed behind. And then this man walked behind me and kind of like bumped me like really aggressively with the duffel bag, and I was like, whoa, and then he just ran away. He like exited the store and everything, and I was like really kind of like spooked about it. I was like, what is that, like? And I told my friend, and like we were just kind of hanging in the store for like longer than we were planning to, kind of just like I don't know, let the situation kind of de-escalate and hopefully not see the man ever again. And luckily we didn't see him again. I don't know what his problem was, but that's the weird story. I really don't know if it was an accident. I don't really think that it was, because he would go like pace back and forth behind me and then like very intentionally bumping into me with the bag. And yeah, that was weird. The second story is like, it's horror story not because somebody was being threatening to me, but it's a horror story in its own category because I went on a cruise once. It was 2017, so approximately a year after the tiger incident, and I would go onto a cruise from Helsinki to Estonia, and on that day the weather was really bad. Like, it was really windy, really stormy, and the ship would go like up and down, and me, who I'm not really like a seafarer myself, like I do take I have taken a couple of cruises in my life, but I'm not very seasoned in sea sailing. So of course the like rocking movement that the ship made me and like many other passengers on that ship very sick. And the horror aspect of this was because I was so nauseous, and I actually had to puke because it was just so bad. So the horror aspect was that I was wearing full Lolita coordinate and everything, and I was like, I really need to like go to the ship toilet, and just like what? And yeah, so that was horror. Um, it was just very horrendous trip. Luckily, like I traveled back to Helsinki on the same day in the evening, but luckily the weather had kind of calmed down, so the like return cruise was not as bad as um the first trip. So the fourth story is it happened in 2022. Me and my friend were on this convention. There was like this Lolita secondhand market and everything happening, and we were casually just like walking between buildings, kind of, because the Lolita secondhand market was in a separate building, kind of, and there was like a little like shopping mall area in between the main venue and the Lolita market, and it was like very like public area, so we were just like casually walking there, and then suddenly somebody grabbed my hand, like, you know, just like when you're walking hand in hand with somebody just like grabbed my hand, and I was like, what is happening? And I just yanked my hand like, ooh, what is that? And there was this young man. He was clearly intoxicated. He was maybe on drugs or alcohol, or like or both. Probably both. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, I asked him like out loud, like, what are you doing? Like, do I know you? And he was like trying to ask me, like, I think he said like the name like Miia, and I was like, no, I'm not Miia. And and like he was like, yes you are, and I was like, no, I am not. And my friend was also like, no, she is not Miia. And like the guy was like very kind of confused and like surprised even, or something, I don't know. Like it was really weird. Like I was like, wait, what is going on? And yeah, so a stranger just grabbing your hand, that was like really weird. The next story happened in 2023. It's not really that spooky for me. It's spooky for the people who are part of this story. So in 2023 I was in exchange in Japan, and my husband came for a visit, and we went to Tokyo, and we went to Nippori fabric town to like do some fabric shopping and such. And we would go to this like ribbon store, and I would kind of like squat down to look at stuff, like ribbons on the shelf, and I would just kind of like look at the ribbons and be like, which one I'm gonna take. And then suddenly I feel somebody yank my hair. Like I had long braids back then, and somebody just like pulled me from my braid, like, and I was like, I turned like, what is happening? And there were like these two old ladies who were like like really spooked, and apparently they thought that I was a mannequin. I'm not sure how that's possible, but they were old, so maybe they didn't see. so yeah, they pulled my hair, and we had like a little conversation after that. Like I said like, it's okay, like don't worry about it, like it happens. But that was really weird though, and everything. And at the same store, like after the incident with the two grandmas, I was at the back of the store, kind of going between the aisles, and there was this like man looking at stuff, and I came kind of like from behind a corner, and this man kind of turned to look at me and went like, huh, and then like turned and ran away. So I don't know, apparently I'm too mannequin-like, that people think that I am not real, or that I am a like scary doll or something. I don't know. People are weird. But yeah, that's the story. Yeah. 2024, I was meeting with my mom in Helsinki, and we would go eat and like thrifting, and we would have like really nice, lovely day. And I was going home from our like little shopping day, and at one stop, I was like kind of like felt like itchy on my shoulder, and I was like, okay, like whatever, like I didn't really think much about it. But a couple of stops later I felt it again, and it was like a lot more like physical touch, kind of like that. Actually, like I felt something touch my skin through my blouse. I had like a chiffon blouse, and I was like what is that? And kind of like intuitively or like instinctively kind of just like, you know, like vibed. And actually like what I touched there was a human hand, and I grabbed the fingers because I was like, what is this? and I like grabbed the hand and I turned to look, and there was like this a man behind me who was touching me. And I in that situation I didn't really know what to think. I let go of his hand, and I think I gave him like a really like weirded out look, like what? And then I would kind of like lean toward like away from the side that he would kind of like, you know, like reach over to me, and I would be there just like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna like leave the bus. Luckily, I wasn't that far away from home, so it was just like a couple of stops that I had to walk. But I would just like press the stop button and just go out of the bus. And this incident was actually something that I did report at the police station, because that was basically like sexual assault in, or like, you know, there was this like intention of touching somebody against their will. And yeah, unfortunately nothing really happened from that, because it wasn't, I don't know, sexual enough, or it wasn't like hurtful enough. So that's just like the law system is just weird with this. But yes, that happened to me. And yeah, the fifth story is the most scary experience for me. It happened very recently. It actually happened 2 weeks after moving to Montreal. And that kind of like for a while really kind of like shadowed the experience of kind of like transitioning or like moving here to Montreal. And I would be very kind of like cautious when I would be out, and for a while I didn't even want to go outside myself, like back alone. So basically one evening my husband was getting out of work, and we agreed to meet at the city center to go do some shopping. And I was leaving home. I wasn't even wearing Lolita. I was like, well, my casual style is very like, it's kind of like otome morike, kind of like, it is different from like normal casual people's clothing, I guess. So it is like very, very, very casual Lolita-ish style. And well, anyway, I was going out from the house, and when I opened the door, I saw like a man walking past like on the sidewalk, and he turned to look because he heard the door opening and everything. And for like a minute, or like not a minute, but like a second, our kind of like gazes kind of just met. We were just for like 1/10 of a second, like we were just like looking at each other, and then like he turned away and I turned to lock the door and so on and so forth. And I didn't really like think anything of it, like of the ice meeting thing, but I did kind of like pay attention where this man went, and on the like end of the street he turned the opposite direction that I would be going. So I was like, okay, everything's good, like no problem, like I don't need to be like worried or anything. And I walked to the metro, and I was at the platform just waiting for the train, and this same man comes to the metro, and he comes to me and he starts talking to me. He was very like casually talking to me about like, oh, I love your style, like is it like a special occasion? And he was like quite polite, but still like talking so casually, kind of like it was very I was a bit tense in that situation. And then the metro came, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go onto this metro. Like he was also gonna go onto it, but he actually, I think he went first in, and he turned to the other way, and I turned to the other way, and I actually like walked like couple of like sections of the train like away, kinda, to just have some peace and quiet. And I was sitting there, and I think it was on the next stop or in between the two stops, kinda after it, the same man walks in front of me and sits next to me. And at this point I was like, what the actual frick, like what is this man like trying to do here? I'm not sure at all. And at this point I was messaging my husband like, okay, I have this like weird creep kind of like next to me, and he's talking to me, and I was like very like minimally kind of maintaining the conversation, kind of. It was very awkward, like I didn't want to kind of like anger him by not joining his conversation, so I would kind of like entertain him a little bit so that like he would just, you know, I don't know, just leave me alone at some point, hopefully. And then he started to ask where I'm going, and I was like, yeah, my husband is waiting for me at this station, because he was also like asking me which station I'm going to. Yeah, I did say the station that I was going in, because it doesn't really matter which station I'm going to. And I just like wait on the fact that my husband will be there, like waiting for me, and we're gonna go together, and like he better not try to do anything weird. Kind of like trying to hint at him like, just like leave me alone, maybe. And the conversation would just keep on going until my stop came, and I was like, yeah, I'm like getting off from here, and he was like, yeah, okay, and I was like, yeah, have a nice day, and like I left. And I went to the escalator because I was like, I want like away from here. I don't want to be here. Like I don't like, ooh, that's like too much. And I went to up the escalator, and when I got up, I kind of like went to the like next to the wall to kind of like write message to my husband. And I kid you not, the same man comes up the escalator, and I look up and I see him, and he's looking at me. And I'm looking at him like, what the actual fuck? Like, what are you doing? And he was like, he started to kind of like mumble to himself, like, oh yeah, like I'm going like away, I'm going this way, and clearly like he was following me. It was I was really scared at that point. I was like panicky. I was like please, like my husband, where are you? and I went down to the like metro platform, like to the opposite direction where the man had gone, because that man did go like out of the gates and everything. So I would go down to the escalator and just wait my husband there. I was like, I'm not going like out there alone. So luckily my husband did arrive, and he was able to calm me down a bit, and luckily like we didn't ever see this man again. But the scariest thing about this whole thing was that he knew where I lived, because he was the man who saw me come out from the apartment. And yeah, so days after that I was like terrified. I was like really scared to be at home. I was scared, like every night I would like double, triple, or like quadruple check that the lock on the door is actually locked and nobody's coming in. And if we would get like delivery or something, I would first like look out the window. I would not go like open the door and just like check who it is that way. I would just first go out, like look out from the window before opening the door. So yeah, that was really scary, kind of like stalker experience. And yeah, that's what has happened to me. Those are like my Lolita horror stories. That's like, it's actually like very weird how during like the last couple of years, like the things or the incidents that I've encountered in like while wearing Lolita have gotten so much worse. Anyway, I hope you, I'm not sure if you enjoyed this video, but I hope you learned something maybe, or I don't know, maybe hopefully this can be, or well, not hopefully, but maybe this can be some sort of like emotional support video for somebody who has gone through similar things. So yeah, I hope you have a nice day, have a nice weekend, and I hope we will see you in the next video. Bye!